What's up friends, Chook here, and welcome back to Bit Heroes. So it's Sunday, which means it's item find day. There we go, item find, and we've got our runes on, I believe. Yes, we do. We got a legendary meta rune. So I was only like 5 or 15 or whatever it was material short of getting this last week. The new week has rolled through. We did the the legendary meta rune. And got this one, which is what I was using anyway. So I was using this blue one, so we just got a legendary version. So we are all maxed out on runes now, which is awesome. From now on, I'll just keep buying these major runes and hopefully like just get all 4 dual strike. That would be sweet. Anyway, a few things to go through before we start. One of them was that, and the other one was, so on Thursday we did our capture rate day and we went into raid 2 to get Driffin. And no one showed up for persuasion at all, let alone Driffin. Yesterday, which was Saturday, was 30% item find and 30% capture rate and all that stuff, you know, the Saturday bonus. And I thought, screw it, I'll just try raid 2 because I didn't have as much time to do raid 5, so I thought I'll just smash through some raid 2s and try and get Driffin. 2 of them came up for persuasion. That's why I'm a bit shorter on gems than I was, and so I bribed 2 of them. So now, if we go to Fusion, and we go to Welcome, there he is. We have 2 orphans, we have 2 mobos, and all we need is 2 Velks, and then we can make 2 of this bad boy. So if we go down to Velk, we can see that to get him, I need 3 more Hobbit feet. That won't take too long, but I need another, what's that? 2 plus 6 is 8. Yeah, math. Staus? I don't know what the frick these names, man. Anyway, we need 8 of these, and then we can fuse 2 Velks, and the Hobbit feet, of course, and then we can fuse 2 Walkums. So that was awesome that we got the 2 Driffin. Now, what that means is that we no longer have these like familiars to make up Walkum in reserve. So we need to get another Duo Bombs and Melvin. Oh, we have a Melvin, but he's blue, so who cares? So we need to get another one of him, and then we need to get another Driffin and all the rest of it to keep pushing him up to +5. So it's really good that we got the 2 Driffins. That's amazing, but now we don't have anything in reserve, and we're going to have to get everything from scratch. So that's where we're up to. But 2 Driffins in one set of 8 raids or whatever it was really handy and awesome. So probably, hopefully, by Thursday, we all have the Staus and the Hobbit feet, and then we'll do the 2 fusions on that Thursday. That would be good. All right, well, for now, it's Sunday, as I said. Let's get into the item find. And I did some dungeons late last night. It's currently 11:34 AM, so we've only got 6 raid shards, but we only normally do about 3 or 4 of these anyway, so that shouldn't be a problem. Heroic, let's do it. So we did also crack the 16k as well. Someone did an upgrade somewhere. I'm assuming Mount, as everyone else is, everyone's maxed out, including me, almost. I just need that one more legendary upgrade. So I'm assuming someone upgraded their Mount, and that has got us over the 16k, which is awesome. So Raid 5 Heroic isn't really too much of an issue at the moment, or has been for a little while. I do still sometimes die. Like, it's either me or Proz here that dies. Just because we're the DPS, the others 3 are tank and 2 baits. So we're the 2 that will die randomly. And then on the boss, it's fair game. Particularly if it's boss and double robots and I'm just autoing and not paying attention. Quite often I'll look up and, you know, the auto has been turned to manual because there's, you know, that option where if you die, it goes to manual. And someone has died because, you know, I'm not paying attention, whatever. But for the most part, you know, auto, it's fine. So that's really good. I've had some questions in this last week about Raid 5 and tier 8, so the last Camora, whatever the last zone is, and what TS you need to get in there and all the rest of it. I can't remember what TS you need. You could look up my video on the new, I did a 2-part series of the new zone, Camora. I'm going to say Camora because I think that's what it's called, or Cambora, one of the 2. I did a 2-part series of that. So you could look that up and see what TS I had, because I was able to clear it. I think I only failed one dungeon once, I think. So I was able to do it fairly decently. So I'm not sure what TSI was. I could have alternatively looked up that video and told you, but I have forgotten to do it and I've just realized. So yeah, look that up and you can see what TSI was, or you can just Google it or whatever. But I'm not sure what TS it was. But as far as doing Raid 5 Heroic, you want at least 1500. And then that would be on auto, on manual, sorry. And to auto it, you probably want 15500 plus. So I was able to auto it on 15500 fairly well. But it's weird, man. Like, I remember talking to Eagle about this, that some days, or some raids, I could put it on auto, like we're doing here. Everyone's on full shields, full health, and there's no issues, and everything just dies, and you get to the end of the raid, and no issues whatsoever. And then the next raid, I'll get absolutely obliterated. And it's the same difficulty, it's the same everything, it's just, you know, RNG with procs and all the rest of it. So, sometimes it's super easy, and sometimes it's not. So that was at 1500, sorry, 15 and a half, whatever. Yeah, and for the most part it was okay, but sometimes there would just be something where I would just fail like 3 or 4 raids in a row, and I was getting really frustrated because I'm like, what the hell? Because the team TS has stayed the same. I checked everyone was wearing, you know, their pants and stuff. They hadn't taken any gear off for PvP or anything like that. Everything was the complete same. But for whatever reason, I just failed a couple of raids in a row and couldn't figure it out. And that happened to me multiple times. So I think I just had some like bad RNG with procs and, you know, these giant double robots kicking my ass and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I would say you could try manual at 15,000, sorry, if you have like some good, well, you would have good friends if you were at 15,000. But if you had like a really good tank and some baits or whatever, you could try it. But I mean, unless you're going for, well, unless you're going for the set or the mythics, you can get legendaries and stuff in hard. Obviously, heroic is better, but I would absolutely 100% recommend, if you can do hard on auto and it's a cakewalk, but you can't guarantee that you'll finish heroic. So say that you do heroic and you only finish it like a quarter of the time or a third of the time, and the other 3 quarters or 2/3 or whatever it be, you fail and you don't get to kill the boss or whatever. But you can guarantee that you will 100% beat hard every single time. I would still do hard until you level up or your friends level up a little bit or whatever to try on heroic again. Because if you're doing hard and you're beating it successfully every single time, then you're beating that boss every single time, which means that you're having a chance of getting loot every single time. A legendary. You can't get set pieces or mythics in hard, unfortunately. But if you're beating the boss every single time, then you've got a chance of getting a legendary every single raid. If you're doing heroic and only beating it a third of the time, yeah, okay, like that one time out of 3 that you beat the boss, you have a chance of getting a set piece or a mythic or whatever. But the other 2, you're not getting shit. So I would definitely recommend doing it on hard if you can guarantee beat hard, because eventually you're going to get the legendaries you need to upgrade them to get stronger to then take on heroic. Whereas if you're just struggling through heroic and it's like walking in mud trying to get through it, you're probably going to get frustrated and annoyed, and you're going to waste a lot of raid shards and XP and you know, potential loot and stuff by not finishing the raid. So that's my advice. That's always kind of been the way I've done things. You know, I'll always, back when, was it raid 3? I think it was. The pirate one? Yeah, raid 3. I couldn't do raid 3 heroic when it came out. I could do normal and I could do hard, but I couldn't do heroic. And I was trying and I was failing, and I'm like, this is dumb. And I just kept going back and doing hard, and it was fine. And then eventually, you know, got some legendary drops, and you know, then I got stronger and could do heroic as did my friends list and everything. So yeah, that would be my advice. Always do what you can complete rather than risk it to do something a little bit higher. Same thing with trials and gauntlet and stuff. All right, so I'm doing trials and gauntlet at 270. I can't do 340, which is where the sets drop, just because I'm pretty much maxed on T8 stuff, and I'm nearly 3k total stats, but my pet sucks, man, and I just can't do it. I can't get it down. I can do 300 and like 310 and stuff, okay, but sometimes I die and everything, so I just stick to 270 because I know I can do it. So, you know, unless you're getting the 340, which is the set, right? Anything under that, up to 210, I think is where it starts, 200. Is all the same as far as loot tables go. So, you know, you're going to get legendaries and stuff from 210 all the way up to 339. So all that going up points wise is going to do is give you more points, which is great for you know, rankings and stuff. But yeah, you know, if you're trying to do 320 and you can't do it, then you're not getting those points because you're not doing it. So you may as well go down to the 280 or whatever it is that you're comfortable doing and complete that every single time, and then you're golden. So anyway, that's what I think. And my fish has caught my eye on the. That's why I keep looking over here, because I've got a fish that's not looking too good. He's still swimming, but then he just starts floating backwards, which is not ideal. He's doing it again, the old float backwards. So I've got to go out today. I assume when I get home he's not going to be around, which is not good. Anyway, that's off topic. And nope, no loot. So when we get out of here, which is now, let us go to craft and let us go to upgrade, which is this one. And we're about halfway, 112 out of 240. So exchanging a legendary gives you roughly 50, anywhere from 45 to 55, I think, somewhere around there. So let's say, you know, we get 50 for each, that's 100, will be 112. And then by the time we get those 2 legendaries, we'll probably pick up, you know, just some luminous stones itself. So I would say 2 legendaries more, and then we should be, you know, able to fully max out our offhand, which would be good. And I will also start doing world boss as well, because I need those hobbit feet. So maybe we'll get a legendary in there as well, which will help. Not just doing raid 5, although, you know, apart from Thursday and what turned out to be yesterday, I do raid 5 every other day that's not capture rate day. So you know, they'll just come. 2 legendaries isn't much. You know, war of attrition, we'll get them eventually. So a new mount bundle came out, sticking with their mounts. One of them's a bit weird. One of them's awesome. One of them's a bit weird. It's like, it stretches. Let's have a look quickly. It stretches the player. Like, oh, no. Okay, good. Like this, the owl thing. Like, look at the player. It like stretches the. Yeah, it's a bit weird. This one is freaking cool though. I like this a lot. This dude holding you on his stick. I can't remember what he's called. And then the boss of one of the dungeons. He's massive as well. They like their massive mounts. But this one's super cool. I like this one a lot. So we'll see what other mounts they bring out, and how long they stick on this mount bandwagon. As I mentioned before, like, they've got no reason to stop doing it because people keep buying them. So, you know, they're just printing their own money, basically. But mounts were the most recent addition, really, gameplay-wise. I mean, Expeditions is the newest thing, but Expeditions is just like, you know, more raids or more dungeons or something. Like, mounts was the latest change to, like, your character-y type thing. So, I don't know what else they could do. They've got runes, they've got enchants, they've got pets, they've got accessories, they've got mounts. They could bring in like wings or something, although wings are in the accessories, aren't they? I don't know. What could they, what else could they do? I'm thinking like MMO terms, right? Like WoW, for instance. Speaking of MMOs, may as well talk about, you know, the biggest MMO. You got weapon, offhand, helmet, chest, necklace, gloves, boots, 2 rings, and then like 2 accessories or whatever they're called. I can't remember, it's been a while since I played WoW. So yeah, really, apart from like adding an extra ring slot, adding some gloves, which isn't, you know, WoW's got mounts as well. So I don't know what else they could bring into it. Obviously they'll bring in more raids and they'll bring in more, you know, invasions and all that sort of stuff. But it's actually like for your character, I can't think of much. But we shall see. Seems like they're still firmly set on their mounts. As I said, why not? They're making a lot of money out of it, so it seems silly for them to stop. So what we'll do, as far as our gems go, we've got, what, nearly 4.5k. I was going to buy one of those big-ass pet eggs, the 5,100 gem ones, but obviously I don't have that, and then even if I got to 5,100 and bought one, then I wouldn't have gems to bribe legendaries, or epics, familiars, from raids or whatnot. So what I might have to do is do another offer wall, which sucks. We'll see what's available. That merged dragon one was fantastic. Like, it wasn't that much of a pain in the ass. It did take a long ass time, but I did unnecessary parts of it, which I didn't realize, so it took like twice as long for me. But it did give us like 9k gems. So if I can get a offer wall that does like 2,000 gems or something, get us up to 6.5k, then I could buy a pet egg and still have like 800 left over for you know, one of the rare fams, which would be good. We'll do this. This will be the last raid that we do. So if we're going for Walkham, pardon me, if we're going for Walkham +5, we don't really need 1,600 gems for a legendary fam, because the only legendary fam we're going to get is either Kaleido or, oh well, no, because the robot dude from Raid 4, he also goes into, no he doesn't go into shit. Oh, I'll have to check. I've forgotten what goes into whatever his name is. But if we're focusing on Walkham +5 for the moment, then, you know, 800 gems is a lot easier to save than 1,600. We can also just do our Thursday capture rate day, trying to get Driffin and the duo robot dudes and get them with gold, but that's obviously a lot harder of a process, considering how often Driffin doesn't show up, and then when he does show up, you go gold and it says failed, and you're like, But I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Actually, I'll do what you guys think, or what you guys say. Should I save up to 5,100 and buy a pet egg and then have no gems left and try and do capture rate with gold? Or should I save up until I get to like 6,000 or something, so that I have 800 in the pocket for a bribe, and then buy a pet egg, which is obviously going to take way longer. Having said that, while I've got 4,500 now, you know, if I'm doing Raid 2 and a Driffin pops up, do I use gems? Or do I save them for the pet egg? Let me know. Keep using gems for bribes, or save for pet egg. They're the two options. If I remember, I might even put a poll up in the top right of the screen. So if there's a poll, little icon up in the top right of the screen, then vote. If there's not, then just write in the comments. Or both. So yeah, save for pet egg, or use gems for bribes. We couldn't have any worse luck with our pet eggs either, so you know, getting the tank epic and then 4 commons is like the worst. You know, you can't get I can't really get worse than that. 4 commons is shit, and then the tank epic, we're not a tank. So yeah, rubbish, absolute rubbish. And all the small, no, the large pet eggs, the 800 gem ones or 900 gem ones, they've all been rubbish as well. So, you know, we're due for a good egg. Alright, Zol, you gonna drop something for the last raid? Come on, son of a bitch. Nope. It's gonna drop nothing. Oh well. Like I said, we only need two more legendaries. That shouldn't take too long. Between, you know, just doing R5 every day and when I do the world boss for the Hobbit feet. It's a bit of a hard one actually because I need Hobbit feet from world boss, but I also need Warty and for the Walkham, and I also need the 5 Yetis for Fatty. So you can only spend your energy on, you know, well, you have to pick one. So I think what I might do is I might get the two Velks, so 3 more Hobbit feet, and then that way we can +2 Walkham. And then I'll spend all of my energy getting 5 fatties, and then once I get 5 fatties, we'll go back and use the energy on World Boss to get more Hobbit feet for the next round of Walkham. So I think that's what we'll do. We'll get 3 Hobbit feet, and then we'll go and get fatty. Because if we look at the fatty fusion, here he is. All we're missing is the 5 Yeti, and then we get ourselves this dude. Couldn't get him as a mount, which is unfortunate, but sure as shit going to use him in PvP. 25% chance to attack weakest enemy when you get hit. Unfortunately, it's not every turn, or, you know, whatever, only when he gets hit. But still, he has a spread heal, which is nice. Damage to the closest enemy. Obviously, he has this, which we just talked about, damage to the weakest enemy. He has a drain health thing. He's got quite a bit of damage there. He does have target, but it's 2 SP, which is slightly irritating. Whereas this dude has 25% chance to shield when you get hit, and he's a frontliner. And he also has heal and everything else. But I think Fatty's better. We've got like Meaty and Roleska and Bobadom and whatever other tanks I have. So yeah, we'll get some DPS. At the moment, for PvP, I'm using for this week, the 4 week, Roleska is the tank, who does really well. Yorlag, Walkham. So we could probably sub Fatty in for Walkham, right? Even though Walkham has like mad damage and he can heal. He does have the 1 target SP thing as well, but if Fatty's getting hit, he has 25% chance to do damage just for getting hit. So, and then on the 5 row, we'll just put him in there. And on the 3, I don't know whether Yorlag or Fatty will be better. I'll have to try it. Anyway, let's leave it there. So unfortunately no legendaries, at least I didn't see one drop. Let's double check. Nope, we didn't get junk. Yeah, we didn't get anything. But come Thursday, hopefully I will have the Staus to make 2 Velks, and then we can form the +2 Walkham, which would be sweet. And then that's going to help me. Well, then maybe I'll try a higher trial once I get +2 Walkham, because if we go to quickly to stable and we stable him, whoops, board. Where is he? Where is he? There he is. We did this already, wasn't it? It's like 50 something, right? 36, 46, 57. So an extra 114-ish. I don't know, it might be enough to... Who knows? Either way, we'll try it. And then other people have been saying, get +5 Remroid, which I've never used Remroid because just, I don't know. But he's got, I didn't realize until, I don't know whether I just blanked over it or not, but he's got 40% crit, which is huge. No, don't stable him. Let's click on him quickly. 40% crit is massive. So where is he? Yeah. So he's got damage furthest away. And he's got the 2. I think this is why I didn't use him, because it's 2. I don't think I even looked at this or paid attention to this. But 40% crit, man, that's it's not bad. So maybe we can look at that in the far, far future. Either way, we'll leave it here. Hopefully you enjoyed it. As always, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.